Stampify.com, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Santan Valley, Arizona. And I want to thank you to my What You Making Wednesdays. And I'm going to show, was it last week? I can't remember. I'm going to do another little box, because these boxes are so cute. So I was playing around with another one, and it gave me an idea for this one. So I thought, hey, let's do that for Wednesday. So I'm going to flip the camera around so that we can get started. Okay. All right. So hold on. I'm always like looking where to push the button so I don't mess the camera up. All right. So let's flip the camera. Flip. There we go. All right. Make sure we are where we need to be. And I'm also going to quickly go over to my YouTube channel, refresh it so that I can see it, make sure that I'm not all upside down, and so I can see your comments too. I love it when you say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. If you're on the replay, I always try to answer. I think last week there was lots of chatter, and I think I missed a few. So I want to thank you for being here. So New Zealand, and hi Stacy and Sylvia from New Zealand. Oh wow. Okay, so I want to, as I always mention, there is my blog where you can get a hold of me, where you can find all the stamping stuff that I show, and also the January host code. So, and my sweet sister and Mercy. Okay, so let's get started. The Love You Always treat boxes. So you get 10 of them in a package. They're super fun. So I wanted to show another fun one. All right, so let me put this stuff behind. So remember I was saying I wasn't sure if you could stamp on them. So I'm just going to show you the back, because this is what got me the idea. So this I actually stamped with the, oh my gosh, it went right out of my head, the palette stamp, which is the Mossy Meadow. Thanks for sharing this, Stacy. I appreciate that. All right, so, and it's just the Mossy Meadow ink with the palette stamp set, but it takes a long time to dry. Well, I let it dry overnight because it does take some time. So I thought, well, I don't want to stamp on it for the for today, just because it takes some time, but I did want to show you that you indeed can stamp on them, but it's just going to take some time to dry. So I thought we'll just go back to covering it with paper. So I'm going to show you again how to make the little box. So you're going to get it's not really a belly band, but it's what the box goes into. So get your little score. So again, just like I did last week, but it's always good to see things more than once. So I always like to get my score lines going. And then after you have made a few boxes, you kind of understand which folds go which direction. So like this one goes this way, but then I know this one is going to go this way. So when you make a bunch, you will be doing them in your sleep. All right, so all my scores are done. Then you're just going to bring those in. Your sides go in first, like that. Get that out of the way. Then this folds down. Hold your sides in. Spin it. Then you have this. And the more you do, the faster it is. So see how quick that was? Super quick. Now what I am going to do different with this one is I want to make it have a little handle. And I was thinking, like, and we were talking about this on Facebook, and I did a cute little, it was like a fake little dresser kind of thing. And it was when I was on the artisan. It was one of the artisan things I sent in in 2008 or 9. And so I might have to make up one of those. And because I think this is before we had these boxes. All right. So what I want to do is I'm going to put a hole in the center. So I'm just going to take a little pen and I'm going to make a little mark. And I'm just kind of eyeballing. My eyeball says that that looks like it's the center. And then we don't have the crocodile anymore. So if you have just a hole puncher, would work too. All right, so then just made a little hole there. And then we will mess with that later. All right, so then let's put our paper. Now, the paper I used today is going to be the Dandy Garden. And I'm also using the adorable ice cream corner. Hi, Eris. All right, so we're using that as well. And I hope I never mispronounce anybody's names. Oh my gosh. So I hate to do that. Okay, so this is the same little guide I used last week. This is 10 by 4. You scored at 2, 3.5, 6 1/4, and 7 7/8. So that's what I did here. And then what I want to do is I do want to stick this box in here, and that's just going to make this be a little more stable. And then I want to make sure that I'm wrapping it around the box right. So I'm flipping it just to make sure my scores are right, because I did one time, and when I glued it, my score wasn't right. Okay, so luckily this paper, so that's going right there. This paper has no hi Susan, hi Sherry. You're not very late, Sherry. I just barely started. All right. So this paper doesn't have like because I'm using the confetti like one, so it doesn't really have a up and a down. All right, so I went like this, just because I know I'm going to mess it up. All right, I want to keep my scores in the right place. All right, so I have it on here, bend and bend. So it doesn't cover all the way. I like to have just a tiny little lip, just like I did last week. So, right. And then we'll just glue the rest of it on as well. All right, so the green tip glue is just the multi-purpose. I can even talk. The multi-purpose. All right. So pull that on. So I chose this paper because I am making this to be a birthday box. And this is like confetti. I think it's really the sparkles and sprinkles that you put on ice cream. But I'm turning it into, to me, it's going to be confetti for my card. All right. Rub, rub, rub. And off. It's off a little bit. There we go. Just pull it. That's what's cool about the green tip glue. It gives you a little bit of a wiggle room before it sets up. All right, let me get it out of the way. Cute, cute. Now we'll just let that sit and dry. The other things I'm going to be using today are the Stitched So Sweetly. Oh, did I say? Now, like Eris. Okay, Eris. All right, good. Good, good. All right. So Stitched So Sweetly is a die. I'm also using the chick die and the birthday chick die. Now remember, you can't get these yet. So when I put the little links to my store, they don't come up because they are not available yet unless you join my team, and then you could actually put them in your starter kit now. So if you want them before February, that's a way to get them. All right, so Hey Birthday Chick I'm using, as well as Hey Chick. So same thing, Hey Chick does not come up when you search for it yet because it's not really available yet. Okay, so these are the little pieces that I'm using. Let me get my little but it's not little, it's big, but I want to do some coloring. So I'm just using a piece of the basic white thick. Let me pull my phone over a little bit. All right, so I used the cute little chicken from Hey Chick, and then this little frizzle from the Hey Birthday Chick. And then I have 100 blends that I'm going to be using. Okay, well, it's not really 100, but it's a few. All right, so let's get started. So I stamped them ahead of time with the Memento on the basic black thick, and I cut them out with the die. And then I'm just going to start to color them. Now you could color them first and then cut them out, but just to speed up time, I stamped them and cut them out ahead of time. All right, so that was the light flirty flamingo. We always have to have little rosy cheeks on our little critters. And then this is the dark petal pink and the light petal pink. So there's not a whole lot on there. I want to look at my finished one, but I don't want you to see it yet because I've been like, what did I use? I can't remember what colors. Okay, so, and that will make sense in a minute. All right, so let's get going here. Then we also have our little beaks are the pumpkin, and I just chose the dark. They're kind of small. You don't need to worry about having a light and a dark pumpkin when there's not a whole lot of room there. And then I want to use as I rattle, let me take them out of that tin so you're not having to listen to that the whole time. This is just that tin I always show you, but it's perfect to put the blends in so I know what I'm using. So it just comes in handy. All right, so this is the dark pool party. Now what I did was I looked at the DSP and I pulled out not all of them, but I pulled out the DSP colors so that I would use the same, oops, I used the wrong side. I would use the same blend colors. I have got that one tip just beat to a pulp, so now I just use the other side. That's what's so cool. They have two sides, so you get your marker totally used up. All right, so that's pool party because that goes with the DSP. Then I want to put a little bit of red. We have red. I'm going to put red on the cupcake. I also am going to put red on the wattle and the comb. So I'm going to start out with my light soft suede. I want the candle to be red. And then the little wattle and the little comb on the little girl. Now, believe it or not, girl chickens, they had the comb on the top too, because we have chickens, and so many people would come over and they go, well, that's got to be a rooster because it has the red comb on the top. And we're like, no, she's a girl. There's a big difference when they grow up. We never kept roosters. When we got them, they went to another home because they might start out cute, but they all turned horrible. So we just stuck with girl chickens and girl ducks. All right, so this was the light. So those were real red, dark, and light. And then what I want to do is I want to pull out my daffodil, light and dark, as well as my So Saffron, light and dark. So let me scoot my thing down just a little bit. So then hopefully you can see just a little bit better. All right, so what I'm going to do is I want to take my dark daffodil. Hi, Ginny. And I want to, so this almost reminds me of like a circus tent, the stripes there. So this is the light and dark daffodil to finish out my cupcake. And then for this little chicken, I'm going to color her. I've grabbed a few gray granites because As you know, I use gray granite a lot. And when I was coloring earlier, it seemed like it was almost ready to croak. All right, so we are going to color her with the gray granite around the edge. Just go all the way around the edge and up into here. Oh, I'm sorry, Ginny. I know. I try. It is confusing. I'm here sometimes live. I'm on Facebook sometimes live. But my What You Making Wednesdays are always alive on YouTube. So I try to put the little link in the events. So I'm glad you didn't give up, and I'm glad you followed me over here. All right, so this is just a dark, and I'm not really trying to be a perfectionist with it. And then we're going to take the light gray granite and fill it in. And then you can always catch it later. You know, it is always fun. I like to do the lives too, because if you have a question, you can always ask. All right, and then what do I have here? So this is a light smoky slate. So we're going to put a little light smoky slate here. So it's kind of under her wing, a little bit darker, and around here too. She is so cute. I love this roly-poly little chicken. So we're just adding some light smoky slate just to kind of add a little different. Now, if you want them to look, where's my dark smoky slate? If you want them to look more feathery, you can take, this is the dark smoky slate, and just kind of give them some little squirrely marks. You can put dots. I mean, just if you want it to look like more feathery, you can just add a little bit, and as it colors in and as it dries, they'll look a little more feathery. So you can never mess up with these markers because they're just forgiving. All right, so I've got these, and then I'll go back with my light. Where's my light gray granite? Right here. And then do the same thing. So just kind of take your light gray granite and do some more little swirlies. And then as they dry, it'll look like she's got feathers. So let's just set her over here so she can dry. And let's finish the birthday chicken. All right, so what I'm going to do for the birthday chicken, she's going to be with the So Saffron. So I'm going to do dark So Saffron. And then I'll go up under the wing and a little bit here. So this is the dark So Saffron. Oh, and I forgot to do her little feet when I had the pumpkin out. And then this is the light. So she's got a little bit of a different color than the other one. Frizzles can be kind of crazy colors. So I kept her a little subdued. All right. And then my dark daffodil, just to add a little extra dark around these edges. So saffron and daffodil, they look good together. All right, so while I have this one going, I'm going to do the little feet. So these are just going to be pumpkin pie feet. And if you have chickens, you know, most of the time they've got turds on them, but we're not going to put turds on them. All right, and then she's got funny little nylons on for her birthday. So she's got little red striped stockings on. Then she's got her hair done because it was her birthday. So her hair is going to be the light Highland Heather and the dark and light purple posy. Now remember, purple posy, you can't get it in an ink pad, but you can get it in the cardstock, and you can get it in the blends. So it's a gorgeous color. I love it. All right, so I'm going to take my light Highland Heather, and I'm just going to put some lines. So her hair kind of reminds me of like that Medusa. Remember that movie? And then the lady had snakes in her hair? Eek. All right. But if you want to look up frizzle chickens, oh, they are so cool. And then this is the dark purple posy. So I'm just filling it in because these are feathers. So they would be all kind of different colors. And then the light purple. So see, she got her hair all done. She knew she was going to have her friends over. This is before COVID when you could have your friends over. So then that looks good. I missed one right there. And then if you want it to be a little more darker, let me go grab the dark one. Yeah, let me grab the dark one. If you want it to be a little darker, take the dark Highland and give a couple more little colors. All right. Isn't she adorable? Okay, so that's all coloring. Make sure I'm looking. All right. So let me make a big noise right here while I put them in the tin. Hi, Mary. I don't think I've ever seen you on the live before, Mary. Oop, and I'm so excited to see you. I banged my phone. All right. All right, so sorry about that racket. All right, so let's get the rest of the stuff going on. All right, so then this is a stitched so sweetly. I don't need this anymore. All right, so this is a stitched sweetly. And I'm going to put happy birthday on it. And I'm going to use real red. So there's no real red in the cardstock. But there are some colors that would kind of be good enough. Tanner, hey Tanner. Oh my gosh, it is so fun to see everyone. And Anne, okay. So I'm going to use real red only because it's kind of red-ish. Plus, I use red on my chickens, so I want to pull in the colors that I used on my chicken. Let's see. See, yeah, Mary, you need to do your hair purple again. All right, so I'm going to do my happy birthday with the real red. Oh, and I got some caca on it. Oh my gosh, for Pete's sakes. Okay, this is what's going to happen. You're going to talk amongst yourself while I die cut myself another one. Should I die cut myself another one? Do you want me to die cut another one? All right. Let me get my baby. You can pretend I did it on purpose. But I'm just nervous. There's so many people. All right. So let me get my little dies out. All right. You'd think it was like my first video or something, right? All right, but I need to clean. I'm like, I don't even have cats. I can't even blame that little hair on a cat. All right, so love the way my chicken, see? And it does, right? It looks like feathers now that it's drying. All right, and see, I could turn this over, but I'm anal, and the stitches look better on that side. So I'm going to use my little baby machine and the little die from, that's a good thing I had it here on the table. All right, and I had this piece of paper. I did it on purpose just to show you that anybody can do what I do. You do not have to be a professional. Oop, let me flip this the other way. You do not have to be a professional to be a demonstrator. All right. So, going through the little baby boss. Ugh. Hey, Donna. The chickens are so fun. Oh, and I'm originally from Ontario, Canada. All right. So now we have a brand new little die all ready to go. All right, so let me put the baby boss out of the way. That's what I love so much about having her, because she's so little. She sits behind me on my bench, my table back there. So the other one is at my cutting station. All right, so let me make sure as I hold this up that I don't have, I just can't believe it, that I had a string on it. Because I'm always like, oh, people stamp if they have cats because they get, so that had to have been one of my old gray hairs. All right, so happy birthday one more time, just so I can actually be above it. And this better work. Good golly. Oh, thank you, Papa. Okay, so that is our little happy birthday. I also want to stamp, now this was the piece of paper I had to stamp the other greeting. Let's see if I left big enough room for it. Yes, I did. Again, it must have almost been like I did that on purpose, but really I didn't. All right, so I'm going to stamp "You're a spring chicken" because I need that as well. All right, now I'm going to close the red pad because you know how dangerous that is. Oh, the matching dies, Donna, make it so much easier. Okay, so I'll let that dry just a little bit, my happy birthday. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to the box. I'm going to push open the box and pull it out. Let me scoot up a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. And then I have the ribbon right here. Now this is the Forever Greenery ribbon. Now I wrote this on here because this is one that has multiple ribbons in the package. So there's no identification on the ribbon. So I always am confused, like, well, where did this come from? So whenever I get a multiple pack, and as soon as I take one out of the package, I always write what it is, and then you'll know. If I was smart, I could have actually put the item code on there, but I wasn't that smart. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut myself a long amount of it. This is way too much, but I already messed up once, so I don't want to mess up again. So I did cut it at a point, and I'm going to feed it through the box. Get in the hole. So I'm feeding them into the box like that. So this is what was similar to the little thing I did for the artisan thing for Go. There was like little ribbon things, and it just was cute. So I was trying to find it on my blog, and I couldn't find it. So I need to see if it's in my pictures, because I sure don't have the item anymore. All right, so I'm just tying that, and I'm going to tie it in a knot, and that's good. So just kind of keep going like this. There we go. And then I'm going to trim off a little bit. I want to keep some of it because you don't want it to come out of the box. And then I just take my little scissors and my glue dots. I love when we have a die that matches. Now, hopefully you can see. So I'm putting a little glue dot, and then I just pushed the ribbon. So I pushed the ribbon onto the glue dot. And that's just going to secure it in there and keep it, keep it up against the side of the box. All right, so now we can put this back. Oh, wait, no, I don't want to. You know why? Because I want to decorate the inside. So let me get this stuff off my desk. I have so much stuff. I can't get it on my desk. It's like crazy. Okay. And my bad happy birthday. All right, so this is where the Dandy Garden paper came from. Because to me, it looked almost like, well, I wanted something light enough, and I'll tell you why in a second. So this is going in the box. Because when we decorate, I didn't want it to be so busy on the inside. So this is just going to drop inside there. So now it's got the cute little paper in there. And then we have our cute little chicken. So I thought, how cute would it be to have our cute little chicken inside the box? So when you take the box out, you'll see the little chicken. But what would make her even cuter is if I put her on a wobble. So remember I used the wobbles the other day, so I'm going to use them again. So these we don't have. Now, Tanner, if you're still watching, you'll have to put a bug in somebody's ear that we need. The little wobbles. All right, but I just got them on Amazon, and these are the small ones. So I'm going to put the wobble on the back of my chicken. So you put that one there, and then I'm going to peel this off. Good golly. Good golly. All right, peel this off. And she's going to go inside here. So when you open up the box, she's all like springy inside there. Look at her all like eating her food. All right. And that's what this greeting is going to come into as well. So you're going to cut this because this is going to be just kind of cut in whatever shape the words are. So I just kind of cut as close as I can to the words. Like that. And I don't care if they're not like a perfect cut because this box is so cute. It doesn't matter. All right. So then I'm just going to use my glue dots again. Can you please show the paper with the measurements for the wraparound? Oh, yes. All right. Here it is. So that's why I was trying to like mess with which way that the paper went on, because you know how I wrapped it around the box to figure it out. The one side it's almost like a little different. So these two sides, even though that it's not quite the same, if that makes sense, because of that little score. So hopefully you can see that while I'm putting the glue dots on my little greeting. All right. So did you get that? So it's 10 by 4, and you score it at 2, 3 1/2, 6 1/4, and 7 7/8. Okay. And I think on the video I did last week where I did the flower box, I think I remembered to put it on the description. I think I did. All right. So let's see here. So now we're going to go your A. So I'm just taking my scissors to be able to stick that inside. So your A. I love this saying when you use the wobbles. Spring chicken. Get in there. So see, I even put him kind of crooked because it's just too funny. It's just too funny. Because doesn't it look like she's eating? All right. So that's going to go back in the box. And let's get our box decorated on the top. So that's where we have our happy birthday and this cute little chicken here. But I also want to use the Forever Greenery. Now, why I liked the Forever Greenery ribbon, because it reminds me of like almost like a pretty burlap. I mean, it's very soft and it frays. So if you want to fray it, you know, you could fray it and have it be more country looking. All right. So I'm just going to cut myself a bunch. So that's going to tie. That'll be good. And tying. Remember, you give it that third little tie. And then I'm going to put it on the corner. So see that third little loopy loop? Makes your ribbon stay together. All right. But I want to bring it up to the top here. I don't want it clear on the top. I just want it to rest kind of on that, whatchamacallit, the edge of the box. All right, so I'm trying to make sure I'm in the view for you to see, but I also want me to be able to see. All right, so that looks good. You can pull your little tails and get them a little smaller if you want. There we go. So then I'll cut my tail. But this is what I mean by a phrase. You have to get the right sides. So see, you can like pull on it and fray it. And it makes it look, you know, like fun. Like it's not this, it's pretty ribbon, but it just shabby chics it up a little bit. I also think this ribbon, and I need to try it. I bought some tea. I'm not a tea drinker, like hot tea. Bought some tea bags because I want to try to tea stain it. So you just make tea, put it in there, and I bet you this ribbon would be adorable tea stained to give it that shabby chic look too. All right, so let's finish our little chicken, and I'll stop blabbing. All right, so we're going to put little chicken on with dimensionals because I want her to pop off the box. So, and I also want to put one on her foot. So that's when I go down and I get one of these. And like I always tell you, when you're done with your dimensionals, all you'll have left is this wax papery piece, because you should be using every single piece of your dimensional. Yes, Mary, the wobbles are so fun. I'm like trying to read the comments, right? So, and if I miss bug recorded, I will send it. Oh, about the wobbles, Tanner? Is that what you're talking about? Yes, we definitely need the wobbles because they're so fun. Okay, so I'm going to stick her on here like that. And then she's going to go on here with dimensionals. So a couple on each side. But I don't want a droopy middle. So then what I'll do is I want to pull my ribbon down just a little bit so it's not clear in the center. So then just visualize around her head area, I'll put one, because that way it avoids the ribbon in the back. But I don't want a droopy center. Nobody wants a droopy center. All right, then, so she's going to go on there. Actually, I could scoot it a little bit. All right. That's what's fun about not attaching your ribbon. Just tie it. You can fiddle fart with it. All right, so that looks pretty good. And I will mess with the bow a little bit later because it's a little bit too big. But she's not done yet. And you're like, please just stop the video. I have supper to make. All right, so these are they do not come in this little sugar jar or whatever it was, but I always love using little jars. So these are the fun little confetti for the shaker cards that go with the ice cream suite. But what I want to do is I want to use them as confetti. So just like these are really sprinkles, I turned them into confetti. So these are also for a shaker, but I'm going to make them be like confetti. So I'm going to use my green tip glue. Make sure it's good and squished out. And I'm going to also use my, so this is the picker-upper from the picker-upper tool. And I never put it back into the picker-upper tool because I always have the brush in one side and my pokey in the other. So this just sits on my desk like this because you can still use it even if it's not in the tool. All right, so we are going to put a couple little glue dot, or not glue dots, little pieces of glue, little drips of glue. You don't want tons. And then I'm just going to go over and pick up my little confettis. And I'm just putting them on that glue. So we're going to have one over here. Just squeeze it just gently. You don't want to get a big glob. So what I usually do, if it's not coming out, I squeeze it over top of the garbage pail and give it a good squeeze. And then it shoots out if there's anything that you might be stuck. All right. And then what colors do I need? I need to use a Highland or purple posy. I want to grab another yellow. I want to grab another red. And let's see, how many is that? That is 6. And what do I always tell you? Even numbers are more pleasing to the eye than, what I say? Odd numbers are more pleasing to the eye than even. So we're going to stick another one. So we're going to put one right here. And I don't know why. Oop, that might be a little bit too much. We will see. So I need another blue. But I found that these almost, I don't know if they suck up the glue, but the glue kind of goes away. But anyway, so look how cute, and I'll clean those up after. But look how cute that is. And then you just pull out the little girl. Da, 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 da. And she's all in there. All so cute. So this is the one that gave me the idea. Remember I showed you that I stamped on it. So this is the one I played with the other day. So this one was stamped on. You know, you always have one that is the play one. So see, she's colored differently. I colored the cupcake so that it pulled out the mossy meadow color here. I just tied that in a knot. But this one gave me the idea, like, okay, I want to definitely do this. And then when I had pulled it out, I'm like, oh, I want to put the little wobble in there. But I wanted to use the D. So there's a big difference, right, between that one and the other one. So you always get, you know, you always get ideas from everything. So here's the one I've been looking at. So to see the difference, but oh my gosh, you should see my desk. It is like crazy. But so hopefully, I can't even see my phone now because it's so high up. But so hopefully you'll make, you know, make 1, 2, or a dozen of those little boxes because they're so cute. They are. They're really, really cute. And they're so useful. You can use them for anything. So like I said, I'm gonna play with, I need to find that picture from the artisan thing. I know I used the top note. We don't have the top note anymore, but so I want to just play around. So you may see this box again. Toby, zip it. So you may see this box again. Just use different ways or whatever. So I'm glad you like it. It is a cute little surprise when you open up the little box. So then you don't even need to fill it, like with food or money, because you got a chicken in there. And it looks cute if you sit it on the counter and you just have it open so you can see the cute little chicken. So, but anyways, all right. So that is all I have for you today. And hopefully you'll join me Friday. And then so Friday it will be back in Facebook. Okay? So and that will be 2:00 for my dies shorts on Friday. So 2:00 Arizona time for my dies shorts. So I'm like just reading your comments. So I will read them after. It doesn't always come up right away. It takes a while for the YouTube lives to process. So I can't always see the comments sometimes till the next day. So you gotta love technology. But anyways, hi Elena. All right, so I'm gonna say see you later. If you do have if there's a question and you can't till I can see them, like always email me, okay? And then I can answer you directly. Alrighty? All right, or even in the comments. How's that? Whatever. So I will see you Friday. And thank you everybody for joining me today and playing with the chickens. They're always fun. All right. Night night everybody. See you Friday.